It's time for the greatest little internet radio show, Blow the Whistle. Always live on SportsSoundChicago.com and on Twitch at SportsSoundShot. Tyler, Butterball, Beautyball. I knew this kid was going to be a complete mess, like a youth mess. Not mess. See, I think he needs to go to Allstate, because when you're covered by mayhem, you'll be better protected. Andrew Pepe Valentin.
How can you say that high school's sports is not about business when the IMG Academy, who is supposed to be a legitimate high school, goes for $1.25 billion?
David Double D Dykstra.
Hope and pray to God that Jordan Love twists his ankle so bad that you get to see this godforsaken mess that is Sean Mother Trucking Clifford.
Nick No Gimmicks Johnston.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I mean, Josh Allen had the same stat line as Lamar Jackson. You're not getting him any fuss. He literally has one less touchdown than Lamar Jackson, and you're not saying anything.
Tyler Beautyball, Andrew Valentin, David Dykstra, and Nick Johnson. Your greatest little internet radio show everywhere you go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Blow the Whistle here on SportsSoundChicago.com, Twitch, and YouTube. And people, this isn't just any Blow the Whistle episode. This is...
Throw them up.
Throw them up, baby.
Throw them up.
4 years today, the birth of the greatest little internet show 4 years ago today.
Four longest years of my life.
What's that?
4 longest years of my life. Oh, man.
Question to you. And Andrew and I were kidding. Do you want to text Janoska and see if he can come on?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. He's got time before winter ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me give him a quick text. But yes, people, 4 years ago today, we started the wonderful little internet radio show, Blow the Whistle, that it is today. And you heard the name Brandon Janoska for all of our old time listeners. One of the originals.
He is the original.
He created this with David and I, and then Andrew and Nick joined us in this wonderful experience and family of Blow the Whistle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dysfunction. That's the best way to put it. But thank you to all you guys that's been listening to us, following us for the past 4 years.
Absolutely.
You guys have been sitting with us strong, showing up for the draft,
Putting up
the draft show, putting up with us craziness, and being involved too. When you guys comment, questions, concerns, all the fun jazz and whatnot. Come on, there's concerns with us.
My girlfriend has a concern about Andrew.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? At this point, come on.
She just wants to know why he wears the baby glasses when he's streaming.
No.
It's because the sun's always shining when you're this cool.
That's true. That's great.
All the
I gave her the real reason. He's either sleep deprived or hungover, so he has to.
That's not really the real reason. I want to know. Breaking the fourth wall.
Andrew, don't be upset. He always tells me I'm hungover when I sleep in. Just because I don't wake up.
I haven't said that in a really long time, though.
Yeah, because I've been showing up on time.
Yes, not just that, but like you even told me, like, dude, I've had to cut back. So
I'm just chilling, dude. I'm older now.
I'm an old married man.
I get hangovers now, man. I'm a married man.
Can't handle yourself like you used to.
I gotta deal with taxes and all other old people stuff.
As opposed to the ones that you weren't paying beforehand.
No. IRS still found me yet.
Oh, really? Because they keep calling me. I'm the most wanted man there. Are you kidding me? I owe like over $10,000 apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You just play the disability
Jim
card.
Smith keeps calling me, so I.
Jim Smith?
Yeah, Jim Smith. Don't think so, buddy.
Where are you calling from, Jim?
Arkansas.
Sorry, bud. You're not getting it from me.
I know Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, your boys on Blow the Whistle, Tyler Butterball, Beautyball, No Gimmicks, Nick Johnston,
David Double D Dykstra,
Andrew Pepe Valentin.
We have a full packed show for you for the 4 years because we have to, you know. We're gonna be leading off talking Bears, previewing the Turkey Bowl tomorrow as the Bears play the Lions. I think we all have the same prediction, but we'll see. And then coming up at 2:30, you guys, if you guys have been listening for a while, you know who he is. Rob Brown, host of the Rob Brown Show, host of Bet for the Cycle on Saturdays from noon to 4 Eastern on the BetQL network.
Yes, sir.
Shameless plug.
You're welcome. I'm glad I remembered that. He'll be joining us at 2:30, talking pretty much everything and anything, because he wants to join us he loves our chaotic show, and we love him filling in the chaoticness with our chaotic show.
I'm wondering if he's with his lovely new bride too. So
Driving down there?
Oh yeah, he said I'm going to be near Atlanta by the time you guys call me. So.
Oh, okay.
You know, I gotta say, it was an honor that he took my idea, but he saw me with my shoes that I wore at the wedding, and he showed his now wife, and he convinced her that they were new.
Really?
Yeah,
he could make it look good.
I'm
the
great.
same way, dude. I showed Monica, and I was like, listen, if we ever do this, this is the thing.
You pulled him off, dude. Like that was a good look. I gotta say,
He looked like he was getting ready for a Texas home game, though.
I was gonna say that's his thing, though. It's like
I said it straight to Jakes. I took a picture of it and said it straight to Jakes. Check out our dude.
Didn't I give the horns down, or did I give them up?
No, you gave him up.
I showed one of my buddies too from
the sideways.
I showed one of my buddies from Austin too the picture with you up there with Emily, and he's like, I don't know if he is, but hook him, baby.
And then we're gonna talk about the rest of the Thanksgiving games for NFL, as well as previewing the final week of the regular season of college football before we get into bowl season. And then it's the 4 years. We should do You're Killing Me Smalls.
Let chaos reign. For the love of God, let chaos reign.
And then, I think we should it's been a while since we've done You're Killing Me Smalls.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I've already got it queued up, dude.
My boy.
But you know,
I got one loaded.
We got Nusk. If we can get Nusk, hey, here's a crazy thought. Okay. If we get Nusk, we might actually have some hockey talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Little puck chase.
Not hockey.
Little puck talk.
Yeah.
It is not. It has been forbidden.
I'm just the poser wearing the sweater. I just need my Duncan Keith swag.
It's where my ex-wife cheated on me for the
first time. I was going to say, I appreciate the fact that you're showing Duncan Keith some love.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good?
That was good.
That was good.
We haven't had an ex-wife joke in a while from you.
Mark it off the bingo count, boys.
Got to bring all the classics back.
Oh, my God. That'd be great. If anybody can make a bingo card for us on Blow the Whistle, that'd be amazing. How many for our little idiosyncrasies and everything
How many times Nick comes after me for saying something crazy?
Yeah. Nick overreact.
Breakup of all time.
What would JJ?
So good.
Danny Dimes, baby.
Yeah, so good that Tommy Cutlets had to take over.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets lasted a week.
Yeah, and then now it's
You think Daniel Jones is going to Minnesota?
He is in Minnesota.
He is.
That's
he's
official,
signed.
yeah.
It's official.
Oh, I didn't see that.
1 year, $375,000.
Wow, I did not see that.
Yeah, for practice squad.
Yeah.
That just dropped a little while ago?
Did drop before school started.
Oh, really? I did not see that. Wow.
I didn't either. I saw he was
radar. I feel so good about my life right now. I done marked on Andrew and Nick now. Woo!
Look at you.
Getting the scoops.
It's like I know what I'm doing.
All right, boys. Because we're got some time coming up before we hit to our guy Rob Brown. Let's preview Bears and Lions kicking off Thanksgiving. Why? It could be a close one.
Okay.
Hey, the Lions.
I love that he says that and just laughs hysterically.
I mean, it is common that the Lions play every Thanksgiving, but they tend to lose. They lost last year, but this isn't the same old Lions, people. This is the gauntlet Detroit Lions.
These are the actual kneecap biting.
These Lions have a roar. They don't just go meow.
So, Lions, the 10-1 Lions hosting the 4-7 Chicago Bears. I gotta stop laughing when I talk about it.
It's
how you cope.
No,
it's
good.
how you cope.
Great coping mechanism.
It is.
Because you know what? I'm still happy with Caleb Williams. That's all that matters. But anyways, Bears coming off a 30-27 loss against the Vikings last Sunday at overtime. Lions coming off a 24-3 win against the Giants.
Something
like that. Close enough. They won. That's all that matters.
24-6.
Bears are a 9.5 point underdog against the Lions. Can't be surprised. But coming off of this is Caleb Williams. Last week was Caleb Williams, one of arguably his best rookie performance this year that we've talked about.
Best stat line.
For sure.
Yes.
And another week without Jaquan Brisker. So I guess I'll pose the question to you boys and the listeners. Obviously, ever since Jaquan Brisker's been out, this defense has not been the same. And I wouldn't say it's a leadership. I mean, I think there's no leadership going on in the defense, but I wouldn't say Brisker's that case. But that secondary has been struggling without Brisker, and we've been seeing Detroit Lions been able to score in any way possible.
I would say it's a combination of two things.
Mhm.
I think it's a combination of Billings going down for the season and Brisker, because at least, with Brisker, you had that safety valve that you knew could tackle and bring down a running back if he made it to that second tier. And with Billings, he was your filler.
Mm-hmm.
He was that guy that took up two blockers almost every time because he was a man mountain.
Yeah. He was giving stress off of Sweat, and now Sweat's getting
Sweat and Dexter both.
And both of them. And they're getting hung up at the ends.
So I would say those are your two big issues. Your problem, and no one's talking about this. This is also going to be a David Montgomery. I'm a up your yim yim.
I mean, that's if he's healthy too, because he's questionable.
He'll play. It's the Bears.
Yeah, but I don't know.
If you listen to the Coach Speak Index, whenever Dan Campbell's like, he's going to end up playing. Everyone's going to be fine and healthy. This is going to be disappointing from top to bottom. I can only hope that the Bears cover the 9. I was at 10.5 last night, so someone's
some sharp money has come in on the Bears at 10.5. So they seem to think that this might be a little closer now.
I would hope so. A divisional game, first time seeing them type deal. They're in the dome, but I mean the Bears, as of late, they've been playing the past couple seasons. They play the Lions pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
so you can only hope to some
They
extent.
split last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And to be honest, like they played. This is like their third divisional game in a row.
Yeah.
And I myself, along with everyone else, I was expecting that complete blowouts against the Packers and the Lions from the Bears, meaning like they were going to get their asses kicked.
Right.
But they held their own, and this is a strong division, easily the deepest division in football right now. But the Detroit Lions are top of the mountain right now.
Yeah.
So this is a different situation than just playing the Packers and the Vikings that are sitting there in the middle of that division. But like you said, they do play the Bears do play the Lions really good.
Yeah.
Lions tend to struggle on Thanksgiving. That's just a conspiracy I'm trying to throw out there. But this is the biggest issue, guys. The Bears are playing on CBS.
No, the Bears are a Fox team.
Yeah,
CBS. They own the Bears.
Ooh, man.
Are you really going to try and break that? I want somebody to break that down for me.
I tried looking it up before, and I couldn't find it.
CBS versus Fox.
That'd be interesting to see. I mean, the way this team has played, even against Minnesota, could, I guess, give Bears fans hope that from what you saw offensively in that performance, that you could say, okay, if it goes into a shootout, that's at least something. The problem is, though, is that more and more, I mean, we talked about it on Monday. I'm just sticking with it. Like, they just look deflated on defense. They look like all the air has been let out of that team. They don't have the same energy that they used to from last year. And whether that is a lack of communication and good feel with a guy like Eberflus, or just in the team's overall season, it's hard to say. But with finesse, if you want to call it finesse, in their passing attack, they're so well balanced, and their defense, for all we say that Aiden Hutchinson's not there, they've still found a way to be able to cope without him, and that's coming from the secondary that was supposed to be terrible. And they're still finding a way to get it done.
Their quarterback threw 5 interceptions in a game, and they still won.
They dropped a 50 bomb on.
Yeah.
So
team in the NFL right now.
I'd say so. We're top to bottom, offense and defense.
They can beat you any way they want.
Yeah.
Anytime they want.
They may have the best kicker that nobody can remember his name. Jake Bates, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he was selling bricks at the beginning of the year.
Almost won UFL MVP, folks. Like, keep that in mind. For what that says for the
maybe in the game against Seattle, depending on how
Is
they
it at
look.
home or away?
Seattle is at home. They
Is
got
it-
San Francisco, their other non-conference game, which is away.
Yeah.
Or division game, that's away.
Seattle's at home. It might be 1,
They might give
2.
they might give them
I think they
3.
still might get one over the 49ers because I don't know what's wrong. What's up with that team?
And
I
we
don't
don't
know.
know.
Depends-
We don't
They're
know
all
about Brock Purdy.
supposedly coming back.
Yeah, they're
This
supposed to be
week.
healthy, but who knows?
Yeah,
This
Shanahan says that all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yes.
with that being said, I mean, they won't be favored. It's going to be moral victories from here on out, and simply how well can Caleb Williams look. So that's going to be my focus from here on out.
And
Just keep him healthy.
piggyback into you, like ever since Brown has became the new offensive coordinator and the play caller, you've seen, because we started seeing death from this entire Bears team, both sides, offense and defense. And it seems like Brown has started to bring that life back to the offense. Not only are they clicking, they look like they're enjoying themselves and they're on the same page. As for going back to Andrew's point about the defense, this is where it's a big problem, because I mean, we've talked about the issue with Eberflus. He is the defensive play caller. He is the defensive minded coach. And this was supposed to be all about building your defense, Matt Eberflus. Yet that's the side of the football that has looked completely lost from top to bottom. There's no leadership. And the fact that your players have came out and said back in after Washington or in the Cardinals game, really,
Yeah,
where players voice their thoughts and opinions, and it's
concerns.
And like, you're not going to steer away. You're not going to look away from what the players are saying, because they're the guys that's on the field and they're the ones that's producing and trying to make you a float of a team.
Yep.
And so this is where it's becoming an issue where Matt Eberflus is just, he talks about culture and then there is no culture.
No, that's been his biggest issue the whole time, is that this is a guy who, again, like I said, when they hired him, it felt like Lovie Smith. And I get everybody says, well, the Bears won with Lovie Smith, but this is not the 2000s. This is the 2020s. You need to have an updated coach who's more on point with what's going on in the NFL. This guy is still stuck in the 2010s, 2000s, and his mindset, believing that defense and running the football are going to be the thing. That culture can't exist anymore.
I'll best case scenario for you Bears fans. Best case scenario. And this is what I think y'all should be rooting for at this point. They play great. Caleb looks great. They play close games, and Eberflus does something to screw the game.
Oh, yeah.
That should be your hope,
Yeah.
because it will just exponentially make it
Fuel to the fire.
more obvious
Yeah.
that it's time for him to go.
Yeah. I mean, little tease for my show that I'll be doing with Steve Rosenblum on 6-7 The Score tomorrow morning, 7 to 9.
What up, Rosie?
We are going to have a caller segment where kind of just listen off the possibilities of we've already had missed field goal. We've had the Hail Mary. We've had only scoring 3 points against one of the worst defenses in college football. I'm getting ahead of myself. In the NFL. What other possibilities can Matt Eberflus find a way to screw this up?
Block punt for a safety.
Yeah, a kick six.
That's a good one.
A kick six.
That feels like a real possibility.
Oh.
If that happens, Hightower needs to go.
And if I'm being honest,
tomorrow.
He put Santos out for a 57-yard field goal,
Oh my
knowing
God.
that his longest is 54.
Yeah.
and obviously from these situations, we've known that Matt Eberflus is pretty stupid. But when he talks behind the mic, this ticked me off the most. I don't know if you guys heard it, but they asked him what was the reasoning for throwing the challenge flag on that big Jordan Addison game.
Oh God!
Again, on the opposite sideline, Matt Eberflus had no good look at it.
He had no idea.
His response. Oh, when you see an assistant, he's like, yeah. No, so I would do it again and all that stuff.
Of course,
Moron.
I'm telling you, he's trying to lose his job.
By the way,
I think he knows he's getting canned, and so he's trying.
at that point, wouldn't you just start saying what you want to say? Like, why is he still selling into this idea? Like,
you didn't
I'm going to be
fool
Mr.
us with your
Professional?
haircut and your new beard,
You're not
buddy.
getting hired as another head coach again. You'll get a DC job,
He'll
I'm
get a
sure.
DC job.
Yeah, but that's it.
By
Yeah,
the
high
way,
school.
speaking of which, just crystal balling this.
Yeah.
Have you heard? Tyler and I have talked about this already. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh,
Sure.
Who is rumored to be coming in as the DC next year?
No.
Robert Saleh.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Ben Johnson,
Sure, why not?
head coach.
Ben Johnson or Joe Brady are the top 2 candidates right now.
Sure.
And then
That's
Robert
great.
Saleh is the DC.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a passing attack coach combined with a defensive coach that works really well with linebackers and DBs and can get a pass rush. That's what you need on this team. And then you go into the draft and you solve the offensive line issue. Like it's set that it's all set in stone there. You just got to execute. The plan is there. Just make it happen and don't let anybody get in your way.
By the way, when this all comes to fruition, Ryan Poles, our names are David Dykstra, Nick Johnston, Andrew Valentin, and Tyler Buterbaugh. You can splice that check anytime you want.
Yeah, Venmo,
PayPal, Zelle.
You can Zell me.
I need to see at least like 5 zeros though. I'm just letting you know.
I found the schedule. Bears are 3-3 on Fox. They are 0-3 on CBS this year.
We're doomed. Yep. There it is.
We're
doomed.
We're doomed. Is it the Romo curse?
Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see Tom Brady's reaction when he found out he was working Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah.
No.
He was not happy.
Yeah. He's like, dude, did you not see this coming? Like you signed up for this. Like
You've only been in the league for the past 40 years.
seriously, like you knew this is something.
He needs to come up with some kind of like
That's actually
Madden or
I mean, does he even like his?
catchphrase,
Does he
kinda
even like
thing.
his family?
not catchphrase, but like what they give out to the MVP.
Oh, okay.
So not like the 6-legged turkey.
The TB12 tofurkey. Because he's a health nut, dude.
That's
Like
what it is.
it's probably gonna be like a tofurkey or something like that.
Yes. I love every minute of that.
Go
Happy holidays.
yourself.
Here's his white rubbery
Has Tom Brady
block.
had a Thanksgiving game?
I don't know.
No, I don't know if the Patriots have ever played on Thanksgiving
think
with
he
him.
Has.
Tom Brady
There has to have been one.
If it was when he was with the Bucks.
No,
Yeah.
it had to have been early.
Leon, was he there for the Leon Lett stuff?
It says
no, that's
2002.
way too-
No.
Thanksgiving Day 2002, they won 20-12.
Okay,
Oh.
so
2002.
early
Early Brady.
Yeah, early Brady on the year that nobody ever talks about. So okay,
Yeah.
fun to know. What 2002 didn't happen? No, we won 3 of the 4. Remember, we just don't talk about the 4. Yeah, okay, whatever, guys.
Sure.
What was that, year 2?
Yeah, that was year 2. That was year 2 of him being a starter. That was year 3 for him as a quarterback.
Year 2.
Yeah, Jesus, yeah.
And he's 49 million years old.
From the he was the hero. It was Teddy Bruschi with the interception for a touchdown.
Oh, Teddy Bruschi.
Jeez. I am old.
Teddy Bruschi and his analytics.
Oh yeah, because those work out great for you, Teddy.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into Rob Brown, we got a few minutes here. Let's just make our picks and let's just rip it off like a Band-Aid. I have the Bears losing. I think it can be close. I like this momentum that I'm seeing from the offense and Caleb Williams. I am going to go with 28-24 Lions.
Okay.
Maybe just because it just really was the last game that happened. I think it could be very similar to that Monday night game where it'll be like 31-23, 30-23, but it just because the Bears like did a backdoor cover type deal. So
Okay.
just a late second like Roshan Johnson into the end zone just to make it look pretty.
45-24. Sorry,
That's
I
fair.
just
No, that's fair.
I think the Bears will get their points early. Let's say close game at the half. Second half, the Lions just make their adjustments. And I'm predicting a Jahmyr Gibbs because that dude's been going off this year. He's entering the upper echelon of running backs. I think this is as much as I want to say it's going to be. I'm sure Montgomery's going to get his TDs. Don't get me
Monty will
wrong.
get a touchdown.
He'll be red zone guy, but I think this will be the Jahmyr
yeah.
Gibbs game where it's like 100 yards rushing, receiving, all kinds of yacked yards. Sorry, Tyler.
How much?
Sorry,
No.
Bears.
I mean,
Sorry,
honestly,
Bears fans. I wish.
I've come to fruition with it, and I'm like,
That's the thing with the Lions.
You're in the acceptance stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Because with the Lions, everyone on that team is like almost a class act.
Right.
Like it's fun. They're fun to watch. Amon-Ra St. Brown has turned into one of my favorite wide receivers in the league.
Yeah.
So it's
They're the
losing
definition
to the
of
Lions
professional.
isn't tough.
Yeah.
The
in my
NFL
sense.
Pro Bowl starters just might be the Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way.
Very, very fair. They're going to have to go with all second teamers because they're going to be in the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
we're not playing dodgeball. We're playing football. That's what they do in that Pro
That's
Bowl.
true.
Now.
Yes, that is yeah. Wait.
I'll go. Let's go 69-0 Detroit. Unless Dicka shows up and then reverse it, it'll be 69-0 Bears.
Do you guys like this Thanksgiving schedule? I feel like it's a nice starter game, a nice go take a nap during the middle of this Giants Cowboys game.
Wait a minute. You have Cooper Rush versus
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
Spicy.
It could turn into one of those
This
games.
makes this game better.
I think it's a Rico Dodal versus Tyron Tracy game.
It could also be it too.
That's probably what it's
Again,
going to be.
this could be like okay, everybody's downplaying the game, and then you go like, are you watching this?
Yeah.
And it's like 35-31 with 2 minutes left to go in the game
And
or
Turpin
whatever.
breaks one again.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
CeeDee Lamb versus Malik Neighbors. We're talking about Drew Lock. It's
Or,
crazy.
or this could be a battle.
trust me, I'm
Who
not
would-
putting anything on
Who
this.
wouldn't want to
Yeah.
talk
Well, then at
about
least
the
the night-
greatest Missouri quarterback ever to play the game?
That's
Night
Blaine
camp is
Gabbert.
good.
What are you talking about?
Nightcap is good, and then we get Black Friday game too. So
I think this is actually going to be a fight for Shadur Sanders.
I love it.
Dallas
The
is
Sanders Bowl.
Shitter.
The Sanders Bowl, baby.
They are not getting Shador.
Yeah,
Well,
they get Carson.
not
back.
anymore.
They want Genty. We need our next Ezekiel.
Look, I know we're going to talk. Just, dude, I don't know. Why'd you sign Dak, man? That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
All right. Well, we all agree Lions should win this game against the Bears with no doubt.
69-0.
Real quick, too, our boy King B-Mac chimed in.
Yo!
He I guess because we're talking.
Happy anniversary, B-Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. He said, I guess because we're talking Giants Cowboys, he went, and he said, "Oh, sorry, even David naming that quarterback matchup put me to sleep."
It's a great quarterback matchup. And then
Oh, yeah.
just the possibility that Trey Lance could get involved too.
Oh my! This is either going to be 35-31 or 9-6.
I'm excited.
It's one of those two.
Ooh, a kicker battle.
Get your fantasy teams ready, folks.
Now let's make it 9-5. I want a safety in there.
Working 9 job, just trying to make a living.
Back out of the end zone, baby.
All right. And then we're lucky. All right, so our Bears talk today, and sadly for the rest of the season. But
DownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just a small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know,
SportsTownChicago.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're back here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. 4-year anniversary of the greatest little internet radio show going today. And as always, I am Tyler Buterbaugh, Andrew Valentin, David Dykstra, and Nick Johnson here with you. Yeah, throw up the fours, people.
Woo!
Throw up the fours. And here's
for those of you who don't know,
4,000 more years. I mean, we're probably not going to be alive then.
I'll be lucky to make the next 4.
Come on.
Hey, man, this thing doesn't run out for another 99 years, according to this whole shabazzle. So Shabazzle, yeah. StreamYard says we're going to lose the account in about 99 years, so we're good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're on Laverne and Shirley. Shaboo.
Yeah,
Shabazzle.
I'm pretty sure the earth will be in flames by the time that our StreamYard will go down.
Yeah, exactly.
But ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, it is time. Our one and only Rob Brown, host of the Rob Brown Show on The Fan in Greenville, South Carolina, host of Bet for the Cycle on the BetQL network from
the mouth of the South.
The mouth of the South. BetQL, Bet for the Cycle, noon to 4 Eastern Central Time. No,
Central Time or Eastern Time. Yes.
Eastern Standard Time. Rob, how you doing, man?
What the hell is this shabazzle? Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?
Rob, I have a stroke about once a week.
We workshop.
I'm sitting here and I'm getting all geeked up and I'm ready to go and I'm like, oh damn, I think they're speaking Italian. I don't know what's happening.
We just miss Tommy DeVito a little bit.
Yeah, that's all.
Hey,
Tommy Cutlets.
For the record, I do want to be clear before we get going. I have never rooted for a quarterback more than Baker Mayfield and Tommy DeVito. I wanted that to be the greatest quarterback showdown in the history of the NFL. And the Giants can bring down even Tommy DeVito. I expect very large men in black suits carrying pipes to show up at Joe Shine's house sometime in the next 2 days.
I love it. It's so good. What's up, Rob? So
boys, I'm glad to be back. I know you had way better and more influential guests to have than me on the show, but I have nothing better to do with my time, so I'm happy to be here.
I hear someone has another bet to make up for, huh?
I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, you. That's right. Got him.
Nothing like waking up to, I kid you not, 23 texts that happened while I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden all I see is we win again, and I went, damn it.
I mean, if you wanted, I could have tagged you in the multiple tweets I put up on Twitter about it as well.
That too.
I was letting you off the hook.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I saw those too. Once again, the boys in production are let down by shenanigans and BS, and J.K. Dobbins going, ow, my ankle! And
I mean, I listen. It would, for the record, it also wouldn't matter because we had the tiebreaker too.
Yes,
so
you did.
I want you to know, Double D, I have never in my life rooted as hard as I was rooting for you guys to knock it out too, because the only thing better than you showing up looking like an absolute clown on the show is if you would have hit your bet and had to show up looking like a clown on the show.
Rob, whose idea was the color concept was it for David's beard?
Double D, this man continues to throw himself under the bus and then gets mad at us when it runs it over. I don't understand.
I did suggest beard because of my stomach issues that the doctor goes, yeah, you got to lay off pretty much anything that's unhealthy for you for like the next 2 weeks until we figure out what's going on with you.
I mean, listen, I don't know what to tell you. This has got to be, I don't know, Double D, what, bet number 8, 9, 10 in a couple of years you've been on the show that you brought up here. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of digging it because I believe you're close to a perfect streak. When Double D brings up his own punishment, he loses the bet. It's
100%
spectacular.
Yeah.
It's like up there with Shohei Ohtani levels of performance right now.
I'll take that. The funny thing is, by the way, Rob, when my lovely girlfriend finally meets you and Cody, she said she wants to thank you for having her be able to snuggle me at night and look at your autographs every single night.
Isn't that adorable? Isn't it fantastic, gentlemen, that when Double D's lady lays down with him at night, the last man to go through her head is me? Isn't that spectacular? And you can never take that away from me.
Oh, boy.
Andrew, do you want to let's get to some of this college football, NFL, and we got two guys here that do a nice little show called Bad Karma Wrestling. We might have some wrestling for you too, Rob. So Andrew, hit it off, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rob, I mean, you know, we've there's a lot of football obviously going on, and I would really like to start with the NFL because for a while there, I had a lot of questions about the Panthers and what was going on there with Bryce Young and everything, but he seems to be playing better. So I wanted to get your take on exactly how you're feeling now about Bryce Young since he's been sat and now starting to seems to kind of start picking it up a little bit. What are your thoughts with him going forward? Do you feel confident with him as the quarterback, maybe for Carolina now as the future?
Gentlemen, I mean it when I tell you, and you can check with my producer, Alonzo. You can check with the fine folks of the upstate of South Carolina. I have, from the beginning, tried to tell people, if you feel like Bryce Young is the problem, you do not know ball. And I use that with every sense of disrespect that I can muster behind it, because here is the reality of the situation. The kid can spin the beam. There's no question about that. You don't go, and I don't care if he had the greatest group of college football wide receivers in history during his time in Alabama, and he didn't, because Joe Burrow did. And that goes one step further to proving what I have been saying, which is you do not play Heisman levels of football with a cerebral mentality. Right? It's one thing to win the Heisman because you're a freak athlete, right? It's one thing to win the Heisman because you're a freak athlete. It is another thing when you are 5'9.5" and you weigh less than my left thigh soaking wet to still be able to win Natty and Heisman. There is something special about that, and that does not just go away. I do not think people understand it. If there's one group of people who should understand, it's Chicago Bears fans, for God's sake. I don't think people understand how damaging a combination of bad GMs and bad head coaches can be, especially when you string a bunch of them together, right? So you have an owner who has always been a question mark in Dave Tepper. We all know that. You paired him up with an absolute cowardly yes man in Scott Fitterer, who spent more time running around the office trying to tattletale to David Tepper about who said a mean thing about him this week than he did, general managing as the general manager, which is a minor problem. And then they go and they get Matt Rule. And I'll keep it a buck. Like, I wasn't against the Matt Rule experiment, although I will say I will be against every let's experiment with this hot, trendy college coach now, because they just don't work. It's very rare you're getting a Pete Carroll out of that group, right? So I didn't mind the Matt Rule hire. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was like, all right, it's an experiment. What's the worst that could happen? The Panthers suck. They can't get worse at that point, right? So let's see. Turns out they could get worse at that point. Who knew? So they move on from him and they go get Frank Reich. And I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, if there's one thing I believe in this industry, it's accountability when you have a bad take. I thought Frank Reich was going to work for Bryce Young, right? Like, here's a guy that is known for his quarterback whispering. I thought that when he got let loose by the Colts fellas, I thought the Colts fans should have run Jim Irsay out of the building, right? I'm like, oh my God, how do you let this guy go? Look at what Andrew Luck has been doing under him. Turns out it was more Andrew Luck. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm convinced Andrew Luck walked away, so we didn't have to work with what was happening there anymore. Wow. So they bring down Frank Reich. And it turns out, gentlemen, the reality is Frank Reich just is not cut out for coaching in 2024, right? Like he just was not ready for that season last year, which is why he made it 9 games. So they can him and they move on to Canales. And I got to give Tepper credit for the Dave Canales experiment because Canales is what you are looking for. He is young. He is excitable. He is energetic. He's got a system. He's already succeeded with a pair of quarterbacks in Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield that everybody thought were washed. He turned them into Pro Bowlers and comeback players of the year. He earned Baker Mayfield a $100 million contract. I was 100% good with his hire, but I kept telling people, you have to give this thing time. That's how bad the Panthers were. It is going to take time to recover. If you think that he's going to show up and just start putting wins on top of wins from day number 1, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So you had to wait a handful of weeks. It took benching Bryce Young, which I think is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to Bryce Young, was to sit down and not have pressure on him, right? When he's QB1, there's pressure on you to go out there and succeed. They sat him down. There's no pressure. He got to see how an NFL team looks without the pressure of being the QB1 who takes all the credit, but also all of the blame. He sits down. He watches. He learns. He gets an opportunity. He builds his confidence. And now he's going and putting 260 and a tutty up against the Kansas City Chiefs and losing by 3. That kid is absolutely a capable NFL quarterback. They just had to give him the time to develop that confidence, and Canales has done that. I got to tell you right now, I think Carolina is not only not out of this divisional race, they'll have to be perfect, and the schedule is very tough. I think they're not only not out of this race, I'll go ahead and say right now, I'm going to be hard-pressed not to pick them to win the division next year because everybody else in that division is taking a step backwards next year.
Everybody else? Oof. All right. Right.
Yes,
even your Saints?
Yes, even are you kidding me? I promise you, I am first in line to talk about the absolute ass cheeks performance of the New Orleans Saints. Like, I'm glad Coach Riz has stepped up and given us something to enjoy this year, although I don't understand why the hell Dennis Allen started as the head coach anyway. Double D, you know better than anybody. I've been calling for that clown to lose his job for 2 damn years now. They finally move it. We got some, but here's the thing, dude, like, we're aging out, and we don't have money to put in new guys. Their Saints team is going to be a roster full of who the hell is that guys and Derek Carr. Like, that's it.
It's a good way to put it.
Let's transition to college football. You are down there in Greenville, South Carolina. We want to hear your breakdown and your thoughts on South Carolina Clemson, sir.
I'm a gut boys. This is going to be fun. I mean, listen, if I would have told y'all, sincerely, if I would have told you coming into the college football season, if I would have said, when we get to rivalry season, when we get to rivalry Saturday, the most important, influential, and interesting game on the schedule on college football rivalry Saturday is going to be Clemson and South Carolina, you would have said, thanks for your time. You're never invited back on this podcast, right? Like,
there would have been questions, yeah.
For sure. You just said, this guy, like this guy, Doc Ellis, our show, he's on LSD right now. There's no other explanation for this. So, reality, with respect to Clemson, but they ain't played nobody. Paul, right? They played Georgia. They got their asses run out of Atlanta by like a lot of the points, all the points, and they haven't played anybody since. Now, again, I try my best not to hold that against teams because at the end of the day, it ain't like the boys set the schedule for who they're lining up against on Saturdays. It is the fault of the Atlantic coach. Sorry, I just walked around my house and I'm like out of breath. I'm a fat piece of crap. That's what I am. Good God. I got to get back in the gym, boys. The ACC is bad this year. Florida State has had the single biggest fall off in the history of college football, right? So that's bad. You got Miami, SMU, and Clemson. So Clemson, with a win over South Carolina, fellas, would have their first ranked victory on the season. That's mind-blowing, right? So this is a big game for them. I genuinely believe that This is a playoff eliminator for Clemson. They lose this game, they're cooked.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is a playoff qualifier for South Carolina, but they do have to win it if they want to pray for that miracle that they can jump Alabama and Ole Miss. They're also huge Auburn and Mississippi State fans. So what does this game come down to? The X's and O's? Very simple. It comes down to the defensive ends for South Carolina, Kyle Kennard, Dylan Stewart, who are the best defensive end pairing in all of college football. That's not a question. That is a statement of fact.
100% agree.
Best two defensive ends. It comes down to, can you keep Cade Klubnik in the pocket? Do not let him get outside. If he is going to run, he has to run between guard, between tackle, and run directly into linebackers. And if there's two defensive ends in America that I say I need to keep a quarterback contained, and you let me have any two defensive ends, it's South Carolina. Again, statement of fact, not a question. So to me, that is where this game is won and lost. It's the defensive ends of South Carolina versus the offensive line of Clemson. And Clemson's offensive line is good on paper, but they've had so many injuries. I don't think they've had but like 2 or 3 games where they have had the same starting 5 guys across the offensive line. So I get worried a little bit about that when you throw them up in the face of South Carolina. And oh, by the way, if you look at the metrics for South Carolina's defensive backs, they're like second or third best in the Southeastern Conference overall. It's a good set of DBs behind a set of killer defensive ends. I think South Carolina right now is one of the best teams in college football. Shane Beamer deserves all the flowers for the growth and development of this team. I was a doubter after the Ole Miss loss. I'm like, oh, this team's cooked, right? Like, there's nothing coming out of this team. I was a big doubter. He and Dowlog is the offensive coordinator. Clayton White, the defensive coordinator, have done a stellar job of turning that program. What's happened today? I'd pick South Carolina and all 3 of them, and I'm picking South Carolina on the road over Clemson this weekend too.
And what do we say on our show when South Carolina's doing well there, Rob?
Let's go, Cox! Cox up, baby! Let's do the damn thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fantastic.
We're here talking with Rob Brown, host of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate, Monday through Fridays from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Host of Bet for the Cycle on the BetQL Network, Saturdays from noon to 4 Eastern. Rob, before we get more into the college football playoff.
Nobody likes Florida State. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, you filthy ass liar.
Listen. I could feel like in that situation, it's almost like talking about the Chicago White Sox up here. No one really it's gotten so bad. It's like, it's kind of forgotten about, but there's a name for the next head coach that's being floated around. And we've talked about this before, and I want you to know your thoughts on it.
You really want to poke this bear?
If the price is right, if the price is right,
they're poked.
There's word about Deion Sanders being the next head coach for the Seminoles, and I want, as a fan,
it has been a ball to be on the show. I appreciate having me for my last appearance here on the show, and I will see y'all down the road.
I tried, Rob. I really did. I really tried, man. I knew it was coming.
Unbelievable.
I love you.
Unbelievable. Listen, I will make this easy and keep it to where you don't have to waste your words, time, or breath. It's not going to happen, and it's not even a judgment on whether or not it would work. Here's the reality. Do you remember when Tim Tebow was at Florida? And obviously, talent-wise, those Florida teams, those 2006 teams, they were absolutely stacked, right? The Aaron Hernandez's, the Pouncey twins, that was a good set of teams. But if we're keeping it a buck with each other, that team won because Tim Tebow was just something special, right? He was just something that we had never seen before. One of those guys that you can say, I don't think we'll ever see that again, and feel pretty confident that you're going to be right. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis, my man T-Rav up in Colorado, is that guy. I am still not sold, despite the fact that he does deserve some flowers for what he has built up there. I am still not convinced that Deion Sanders is a good coach. I think Deion Sanders has a first-round, probably top 10 draft pick at quarterback. He's got one of the most elite athletes in the history of college football, and he's got some pretty good guys around him. But that doesn't mean that Deion's a great X's and O's guy. And Double D will tell you this. I've been saying it since Deion got hired. I don't think he's a great X's and O's guy. I think he's a celebrity. And I think celebrities can go some length just in their recruiting, just by going and getting great players who want to be around a celebrity like Deion Sanders. But then you have to coach them up. And that, at the HBCU or HBCU level, you can get away with that, right? Like, great, because a lot of those teams, all respect in the world, some of the best football you'll ever see, some of the most competitive football you'll ever see, all around HBCU ball. But however, you can win if you've got 2 or 3 great players. He's in Big 12 now. He's in Power 5 football now. And it's not that easy. So I don't think Deion is that great of an X's and O's coach, with all due respect. I think he's just a celebrity who's able to get some of the best players in the world who believe that Deion can help me learn to be an NFL player. And that's fine. I'm not faulting them. I don't care why a kid decides to go to any given school. But to me, that's what Deion Sanders is. And considering where Florida State is right now, like, sure, you can go get a bunch of the great players to come to Tallahassee like you used to, but that doesn't mean you can do anything with them. Am I right, Willie effing Taggart, right? So with that being said, there's one more thing that has to be considered there. Well, there's 2 more things. Number one is, even if they let Norvell coach next year as well, which they're going to, you're still sitting on a $58 million buyout after that. The question mark is, if you have another season next year like this year, are you going to have that money in the pot? Because it's not just about what Mike Norvell is going to cost. It's how many boosters aren't going to give money to the program when it's performing like this, right? Not just NIL. I'm talking boosters that donate the old school way right to the program. Number 2, you're going to have to pay Deion. But then there's the third part, which is Deion personally. Last offseason, when Florida State basically said thanks but no thanks before they hired Mike Norvell a couple of years back, remember the Barstool, Dave Portnoy, the Barstool guy, when Deion was associated with Barstool very closely, was pushing Deion to get that job. And the AD of Florida State said basically thanks but no thanks. Like, Deion's not ready for the Florida State job. And this was obviously before Florida State goes 2-10 in a year. But at the time, he said Florida State just isn't there yet. And Deion took that very personally, fellas. At one point, Deion, during that offseason, was introduced in an interview as a Florida State Seminole alumni. Deion stopped the interview and was like, no, I'm not a Florida State alum. I'm an HBCU alum. I'm not a Florida State guy. I played ball there, but I'm not. Like, he was adamantly trying to distance himself from FSU. I think his feelings got very hurt that he wasn't just handed that job. And for the record, I will to this day defend Florida State's decision not to give him that job after a year or 2 at Jackson State, where he had, again, Travis Hunter came the next year, but had Shiloh and Shador and all these great players that he brought over there. I defended Florida State's decision there. I defend it still. I think Deion got his feelings hurt by not being invited to be the Florida State head coach. And Deion ain't exactly a guy that lets go of even if Michael Alford called him today and said, please save us, Deion Kenobi, you're our only hope. I think he'd basically tell him where they can shove it and take his butt on up to the Dallas Cowboys before he did that.
Wow. I mean, that's totally fair too. I mean, when you look at what Shador's gone after this year, and you get Julian Lewis next. I mean, this is going to be his big moment to show, okay, how good a coach are you, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, on top of that, and again, I think it's obviously different because with Travis Hunter, when he was getting recruited, remember, he was a decommitted. Does this team look if Deion did not poach? And again, I'm not faulting him for it. It's college football in 2024. He didn't break any rules. But how different does that team look if Travis Hunter stayed, if all the guys that were connected to Travis Hunter stayed? It's probably a very different situation. But Deion did poach those guys away. Again, not Madden and Ford. He played within the rules. He went out there and took those cats. They moved to a different area. And Florida State kind of craps the bed this year. Again, Deion's feelings are hurt. Florida State is reeling. They have lost, I believe now, 5 4- or 5-star recruits who have all gone down to the University of Florida. Like, it's not getting better for Florida State. It's getting worse progressively for Florida State. So let's say theoretically, even if Deion Sanders didn't have his feelings hurt, and even if he did have love for Florida State, Boys, would you go coach that team right now when you were watching them not just come off of a 2-10 season, the worst season since before Bobby Bowden got there, but next year's recruiting class, every player worth a damn is now a Florida Gator. Are you going to take over that job and believe you can succeed just because you're Deion? No, hell no. That team's in trouble. So I think right now, to be honest with you, Colorado's a better football team, a better football program, and on top of that, Colorado has made their identity Deion Sanders, right? And Deion can say what he wants about his humility and being humble and all that. And I respect it. Sure, whatever, okay. But, like, let's be real. That's prime time. He calls himself Coach Prime, right? Like, if he didn't have an ego, he wouldn't be going by Coach Prime. And Colorado has made that university Prime State University. Watch the commercials for Colorado. They have the president of the freaking school going, well, we're a prime school with prime real estate, prime views, prime, like the entire advertising campaign. It's just how many times can we say Deion's nickname in a 30-second commercial? So it doesn't shock me that Deion would say they're damn near like a minute away. If we go win a bowl game or two, if we win a Big 12 title, they might change the name of the university to Prime State U. Why would he leave there to go to Florida State when Florida State is dead and dying in a gutter right now?
That's fair. Point. Hey Rob, it's Nick here. I wanted to switch gears once more, talk a little wrestling. Got a ton of awesome action in the ring. Got some good storylines outside of the ring. The new bloodline. There's CM Punk being introduced. You also got the Ricky Starks kind of outside stuff going on right there. But I want to ask you about the biggest, and I mean the biggest story that's going on in wrestling. Big AJ and Big Justice making their AEW debut. I wanted to get your takeaway from, was this a quote unquote a WWE move, or was this simply just a businessman making a business decision?
Who was it earlier that I said thanks for bringing up Deion? This is my last appearance on the show.
that was Tyler.
That was me, Rob.
Okay. I gotta sit down for this because my blood pressure's starting to spike. All right, let me take a seat right here. Okay. So let me start with this. And this is, first off, I think those dudes are the lamest, corniest morons in the world. I hate them. And if you put one of their tweets or TikToks into my social media feed, you are blocked, reported for spam, and if I see you in the streets, you can catch these hands. All right? Like,
you're going to get a doom for that one, Rob.
I want to be very clear. I can't fault those dudes for finding a shtick, making a social media following, and making money off it. I can't fault it. I can't fault all you absolute jackass morons that made them famous. All right? Boom. Stop making dumb people famous. I'm begging you. That being said, sometimes, fellas, as wrestling fans, and I am as guilty, if not more so, of this than anybody else. Sometimes, as wrestling fans, we do have to sit down and remind ourselves that our demo is not the only wrestling demo. It is for kids. All right? It just is. Now, we can love it, but just like so many other properties, it is for kids and young adults. And it just happens to be something that every now and then they throw us a bone. This is why I loved All Elite Wrestling, because All Elite Wrestling started as a company that went, hey, if you're tired of the G-rated, boring, same repetitive stuff over in WWE, come on over here and we're going to give you wrestling with an adult spin on it, right? We're going to give you blood and guts matches. We're going to give you death matches. We're going to give you exploding barbed wire matches. We're going to give you wrestlers who say bad words. And MJF will even say the F word one time per show. Like, we're like, it is fighting the way that adults fight, not the way that they fight in like Christian movies on TV and on Saturday nights. All right. Like, and that's not a shot, but just like, you know what I'm like, you see what I mean? Like when WWE comes over and they're like, you're just a big stupid guy. And it's like, bro, you ever heard two guys in a bar fight talk? If I walked into a bar and there was a fight going on, I was like, hey, you big idiot, I expect all of them to join forces to beat my ass at that point, right? So AEW was giving us this spin on wrestling that, to me, the positive always was that it genuinely felt more like the way that a true fighting league would feel. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels more UFC than WWE. And I appreciated that as somebody who felt like I didn't really have a space for that anywhere. And then they stopped. And now they've leaned into doing the same old tropes, right? Now I got Mina and Mariah May out there, like, having boob shaking competitions. And that's the whole gimmick. What are we doing? Like, don't get me wrong, I love boobs as much as the next guy. Like, is that an angle, right? And now you've got a spot where you are bringing in 2 geared towards, well, I guess 3 with whatever the hell the Rizzler is. Can somebody maybe turn into double chip chocolate cookies and give that poor kid a salad? All right. But they bring these kids in, and again, I get it. It's a space for kids, wrestling is. So it's fine. If that's what the kids are into, it's fine. But the problem is the folks who came over and want to support AEW, the folks that came over and made AEW successful, we're the people who wanted to get away from that, right? But we don't want that here. That's why we're here. We're not saying WWE's bad, but, like, if I'm going to go to a movie by myself, I'm going to go see what I want to see, not the next Disney movie. I'm not going to see Moana 2 this weekend, right? I'm going to watch whatever mobster movie's in there. So I came over to be entertained by wrestling that is catered towards me as a male with expendable income. I came over to watch wrestling catered to me, and AEW now, with the exception of MJF flipping the bird every now and then, AEW doesn't feel like that anymore. And because it doesn't feel like that anymore, I've kind of cooled off on it. And having those guys come up, again, I'm not faulting them for finding doing it, but when those guys are out there being them, I don't feel like AEW's for me. It feels like it's gone now for the kids. And again, if you've got a kid, you probably love it, but I don't. And so I'm out.
Okay, fair enough. Chocolate chip cookies for you.
Jesus, Nick.
Oh, hey, let me be very clear. I'm a black card member at the Costco, and I love a double chip chocolate cookie. Like, I'm
and a chicken bake.
Good, but this guy has made it his entire shtick just saying those words over and over. It's just one of those influences. And again, not everything on the internet, just like wrestling, not everything on the internet is for me. It's not made for me, and that's okay. But AEW, and maybe this is like a personal thing. I was in Jacksonville when AEW got its hooks in and started becoming a thing. It always felt like, finally, I have a place to go watch wrestling the way that I want to watch it without having to drive to Atlanta to go see a GCW show and have to keep it a secret from all my normal friends, right? Like, there's a place on TV that is good adult theme wrestling. And now this is what you're giving me. Like, it's just not my bag. I'm in on the Moxley, Orange Cassidy angle. I'm in on, Aleister Black when he's at his prime. There's stuff I still like, but and in fairness, they put it on the pre-show, right? Like, that wasn't the main event. I mean, it was a pre-show. I didn't have to watch it, and that's great. But it just feels like once something like that catches on, then there's just progressively more and more and more of it, to the point that it takes over the show. And I guess more than anything, this is concern about that for me. I don't want it to be. Don't try to be WWE, guys. If you try to be WWE, WWE's going to kick your ass. We know that, right? Be AEW. Be Fight for the Fallen. Be Blood and Guts. Be exploding barbed wire death matches. Be what made you great, and everybody will jump back on board. It's like they can't figure out why they're losing viewership. It's because you're doing the corny crap, but WWE does the corny crap better, and they did it first.
Yeah. I feel that way when it comes to ECW, so I know where you're coming from.
Still got to give you a doom. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. One other wrestling question that I have that we brought up on Bad Karma Wrestling yesterday. Paul Heyman, is he turning on the OG bloodline at Survivor Series, Rob?
I don't. So. All right. God dang it, boys. I didn't mean to do this. How you going to ask me 2 football questions and we spend an hour and a half talking wrestling? I like being an adult. I don't know. And here's why. This is probably a me fault as well. To me, I am fine with swerves. I am fine with guys pulling stuff out of the bag. I'm fine with guys doing things that are different or unexpected. That's all well and good. But I still need a reason, right? Why would Paul Heyman turn on the original Bloodline? Why? The only thing I can think, and the only reason I'm a big, I don't know about you guys, I'm a big fantasy booker. I like to try to win in my head, right? Like make up a good reason in my head. When I think about it, the only reason that I can come up with is that after he lost to Cody, Roman disappeared. And Paul might go, you left me, right? Well, why were you with Solo that time? Well, because you were gone. There was nowhere else for me to go. It was either join him or be destroyed. But then Solo and the boys put him through a table at Madison Square Garden. So why would Paul just like the very next time out immediately join that team? It would make more sense for Paul Heyman to have started his own new faction of Paul Heyman guys, right? It would have made more sense for him to bring out Punk and have Punk be the Roman Reigns and create a Paul Heyman bloodline or something. So I don't know is the answer. Obviously, him coming out in the black suit with a red T-shirt, very Solo Sikoa, was very interesting. Obviously, after that match was over, him just leaving and him and Punk walking away and leaving the original bloodline all out by the ring together. Obviously, there's something intriguing about that. Like, there's obviously all these different things that kind of make you go, okay, what's the deal here? But like I said, my question would be, why would he do that? Am I just, and hey, sometimes it's wrestling. You got to suspend your disbelief for a minute. But like, why? Why is that the decision that's going to get made here?
All right. Anything else you got? Let me ask a couple Thanksgiving questions real quick, and then we're gonna let you go, Rob. Favorite side?
Listen,
we just dig ourselves a hole every time.
We're going down the rabbit hole, baby.
You knew what the hell you were getting into when you invited me back. Okay, you know how
I had a good question.
I expect so much better from you to ask the same question that every radio show host in America is asking today. All right. The correct question isn't which side. The correct question is, what is the best Thanksgiving dessert? Or how drunk are you going to be after putting up with your family all day? Those are the two questions you need to ask, guys. And the answer to both is apple pie and very.
Apple pie. All right. Rob, just before you go, I want to say thank you to you for supporting Blow the Whistle, for you and Cody supporting me, becoming the executive producer of Bet for the Cycle. I don't know if I can put into words what it's meant to me in my life and having you guys support me and, give me a lot of stuff and not open my rundowns, damn it, when you should be opening up your rundowns. But it's been a lot of fun. I look forward to another year of just shenanigans and great times with you and Cody. So this is me getting during this Thanksgiving time, man, and telling you I truly do love you, my brother.
Well, man, first and foremost, you are welcome for making you something. I know you were nothing before you met Jack and I, so we're happy to help build you into something. Second off, why would we look at the rundown when Cody and I are so damn good at what we do? We don't need it. All right. But with all sincerity, man, it is an honor. I appreciate that you guys think that I am worth the time and energy to have me on the show. I'm glad to do it anytime. I enjoy getting the chance to work with you guys. To the rest of you clowns in the background asking me about Dion and Big U, but then you ask questions like that, so I'm debating. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. It has been phenomenal to get to know you guys over the past couple of years. To be considered, come back anytime you want me.
Awesome. Rob Brown, appreciate it as always, and thank you again for coming on with us. And have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, and a happy Thanksgiving to you and to the rest of your family. All right, man?
You too, guys. Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all be safe. And listen, the Rob Brown Show on Twitter. You didn't give me a chance to promote myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. The Rob Brown Show on Twitter, or listen to the show live. You can find us at thefanupstate.com, or you can subscribe to the Rob Brown Show on Spotify, YouTube, whatever you want, watch or listen to for your podcast and allow
facts. I can't even argue with that. I can't even argue with it. No, I can't.
I'm aware. I wasn't just saying it for fun.
Listen, there's a reason that I've talked to he who shall not be named.
Listen, don't try to get me. He's of a secret, but
no, I never said what you were looking for. I just said you were looking.
Some freaking sanity, a sense of
yeah, absolutely, man. Love you, man.
Take care, Rob.
You guys are the best. Thank you as always.
That was Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show, as you heard from the fan upstate in Screenville, South Carolina. You can catch him from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern time. And
I wish I could catch him from 6 to 10, but I'm busy.
Boo-hoo. You can also catch him on Saturdays, every Saturday on Bet for the Cycle from noon on the BetQL Network from noon to 4 Eastern Standard Time, as David #shameless plugs it every time. When we come back, we are going to preview more of the Thanksgiving NFL slate and the rest of the NFL matchups coming up this weekend. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
I have a dream.
Two.
Yes, we can.
Celebrating those that continue to inspire this Black History Month.
Those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with yes, we can. SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the chicken fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those fine brothers play ball?
I heard that.
Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
The quarterback league. It has been. It still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football.
Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
Welcome back here to Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Tyler, Andrew, Nick, and
he was off today. Their anniversary. You want to come?
No, not yet. I haven't told him who I have booked for tomorrow yet. I gotta send that as an email. Been too busy. I haven't done that yet, even though I had my show's booked yesterday.
Let's sit here and talk football all we want. We need to talk and we will. We can talk college football, but I got something a little special during You're Killing Me, Smalls. So giving a little tease.
Okay, that's a tease, everyone. For those who don't know, as we were just coming back from talking with Rob Brown, our guy. He loves to come on, and we love to have him. Our guy. Obviously, this is gonna be podcasted later, so you guys can listen back to the chaos that we had with Rob, which was fantastic.
Dare you not listen live?
That's a big point. Just shame on you for not listening live. Yeah. people have jobs in the middle of the day.
It's true.
We kind of talked about a little bit of the turkey matchups. We already talked about the Bears and Lions. We teased the Giants and Cowboys as we.
Do we really want to talk about that game?
You got so excited that it was Tommy Cutlets and Cooper Rush.
The sarcasm in my voice was palpable.
You seem pretty happy about it.
That's a turkey matchup.
I'll say
It's a bunch of turkeys against each other.
Let me say this much, at least.
Okay.
I think with Drew Lock starting, this game becomes exponentially more interesting because now the Cowboys are actually going to have to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why Tommy DeVito is the second string. I figured it would have been Drew Lock.
Well, I think our boy Hunter kind of gave me the inside scoop on that one. Well, he doesn't have any. It's just the truth, honestly. They wanted to give Tommy DeVito the plays because Drew Lock has something in his contract. If he gets X amount of snaps,
they don't want to pay.
Yeah, they don't want to pay bonuses.
Just just for the reason that they benched Daniel Jones and then released him.
Yeah,
they didn't want to pay him.
Pay the $50,000 bonus for Tommy DeVito for just going out there and playing, or pay the couple $1 million for Drew Lock to go.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go with the Tommy DeVito.
Yeah. That's because they're tanking.
The Giants have been on the way out, just like quarterback. All right, bye. Kick you on the way out. Eli Manning, Daniel Jones. Now it's I don't know. It's kind of
let's not
crazy.
forget the biggest they did in the offseason. Oh, Saquon.
Yeah. That.
And that's the saying that so someone else always has it worse off than you. That's how I feel with the Bears. Like it's the Giants. The Giants are way worse off. I don't care.
Going to the hard knocks of that, the best part was
that
Joe Shane was just
will be played over and over and over again
as long as he doesn't go to the Eagles.
The Philadelphia
Then why'd
Eagles.
you give him the option? You were the ones that said, here's two contracts, one for Jones and one for Barkley. You guys pick which one you want. What'd you think Jones was going to do? Turn down $40 million a year?
Canton needs to install a TV and have that just playing.
Yeah, seriously.
Over and over and over.
You mean like the one good pass Tebow ever made in his entire career that plays over and over and over at the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the DeMarcus
Instead
Thomas
of
one.
Instead of fly Eagles fly, it's bye Saquon bye.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
But all right, so let's not really talk about that. When we kind of, with Drew Lock coming in, it does make it an actual competitive game, in my opinion.
I mean, this is do or die for Dallas, really.
It is.
I think they're still dead in the water regardless. But if you want any chance to stay alive, you have to win this game.
Well, I don't know if anybody else heard, but Jerry Jones already came out and said that an extension for Mike McCarthy is not out of the question.
Oh, sure, but sign the quarterback to a giant contract.
That's okay because what I told you about,
there's plenty of games still left to play, boys.
With what I told you about,
crazy.
Our guy Alex Kuhn, his thought, and it was like the most Bears thing that they could do, that they would hire Mike McCarthy. Let Dallas keep him. Just stay in the Lone Star State, America's team.
Bears are not going to hire Mike McCarthy.
I wouldn't put it past.
I would.
They're dumb.
Let me put it.
Dumb.
Let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Micah's already leaving. Micah's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's leaving. It feels like it's 1 foot out the door.
He wants to go play for Dan Quinn in Washington.
I mean,
that's looking like I'm trying to just figure out the NFC wild cards, and it's going to be probably the Vikings, the Packers, and the Commanders. So the Cowboys sitting there saying they have a chance is it's crazy.
It's like the Bears going, we're still in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still in it.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey, look, man. If the Jaguars can come back from 1-7, I guess anything's possible. So I'd never say never. But this is one of those years where I'd go, well, never feels a lot wider than it ever did before.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. God, the Cowboys. Always what else can we say for that team? Like they've just imploded themselves at this point. In case you
guys are wondering about going to the game, the ticket is as low as $28.
And bring your sunglasses too. Remember, bring those sunglasses.
That's true.
No, remember they put the tarps over.
Oh, really? Because Jerry Jones was wearing them at the.
Oh, was that just for the? That was just for the Logan Paul.
For the fight.
Yeah.
At night.
I just love that the only championship that's going to be experienced on that field was about 3 weeks earlier when the Major League Wiffle Ball had their championship tournament
Don't
there.
Don't forget Texas State football.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
they
true,
will
too.
have their high school championship games will be played in whatever the name of the stadium.
Okay.
By the way,
more gold.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Fortunately, not for the Cowboys.
Close to your hometown starts to know how to play football. Batavia's in the semis.
Yeah,
baby.
Geneva.
So is Geneva.
Yeah, baby.
They're in state.
I know.
Yeah.
I said state semis.
They're going for it.
No, they just won the semis.
Yeah, they're going to state.
They're going to state.
finals. Finals.
They're going to state.
Batavia, I saw it coming. They always have a powerhouse team over there.
They're
Geneva was
always-
kind of a shock.
Yeah,
To beat Cary Grove, I was like, whoa, Cary Grove's damn good.
Yeah.
I swear they always have Notre Dame
got some kind of-
linemen over there all
they
the
got-
time.
Am I wrong in thinking that Geneva has a pretty damn good wide receiver?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and they've got a brand new offense too, which is like, hey, what if we don't run the offset eye anymore? Like, let's go single back, maybe a little shotgun, Get out of the state of Illinois football
You ever
lane.
what they call it in Varsity Blues? Idaho or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Or Idaho ran it, but it was like
It was some goofy thing like that. Yeah.
I'll give a quick shout out to my old high school. They made it to the semifinals. They lost to Mount Carmel, which you can't
My
not
high school
expect.
got smacked.
So St.
Number
Charles
North stunk.
Okay, I'm just gonna
St. Charles North got smoked.
I'm gonna say this. I give it maybe 2 years. I think the coach at Northern has bought himself a pass by beating Notre Dame this year, but I give it 2 years before Lynch is the head coach in Northern.
I don't know if he's gonna leave. He likes it there right now in Mount Carmel. He likes being like the king of kings.
Come on.
Listen, I'm not saying they wouldn't make the offer.
Come on.
But he loves, from last time I talked to him, he loves coaching high school
of course,
football.
going to a perennial all-power football and being the head coach there. I mean, let's be real. There is a quarterback who retired last season that is now a head coach for his former high school team and took them from 1-7 to the state championship title game.
Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
Good. Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Why does everybody think Miami Northwestern is not good anymore? They're so talented.
Well, they went 1-7 last year.
Right, they did, but then all of a sudden, they do get kids to go there. Sorry. Was that letting the secret out? Oh yeah, Miami is a breeding ground for football. I don't know if anybody knows that.
All right. Let's go back to the professional side and let's go.
High school ball is awesome.
I do love high school.
Have you enjoyed working it?
Yeah, it was fun. I
It's
worked
so
the Mount
much
Carmel
fun.
game. That was exciting. Cary Grove, they came back. They were down like 20 points at one point. The one game I saw.
I think the ending score of that was 28-26.
of the one that I went to. Or
I don't know.
most recent
Geneva
one.
and Cary Grove when they played.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't see that one. The one I was at was Cary Grove and Huntley. And
Yeah.
Huntley was up like I said, up like 2 scores, 3 scores at one point.
He's never supposed to be.
Yeah,
good.
I know. That was
He's
that
never
was the big
supposed
thing.
to be good.
Yeah,
That's the crazy thing.
final was like it was like high 30s. Like yeah, it was back
Yeah.
and forth.
That's crazy.
This is a good year for high school football in
Oh,
this
yeah,
state. I will
absolutely.
say, like you've more passing, less running, a lot more 4 and 3 stars coming out that are going to be going to big programs. Shout out to all you boys out there. Happy to be able to work with y'all. Call me.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Go touch base with Matt Rule.
Yeah, if you guys want to go to a program where you can play and you want to play big, I'm telling you, Nebraska is a landing spot for you boys.
I'm going.
I'm just saying, just shout out to all you dudes. I've told every one of my guys to consider it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna.
You're
If
welcome.
If St. Charles,
Indiana. Go to Indiana.
And Indiana, well,
Indiana.
Trust me, I've got 4 guys that right now are like, could I? I'm like, you're walking on, but if you want to go for it, I'm like,
the state finals, they're at ISU this year, correct? Illinois State.
I believe so.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure they
yeah,
usually.
Lower
they're
level.
shifting it.
Now, wait a minute. It typically is lower level goes to ISU and then
no,
the
it's
upper.
one or the other.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, no,
they,
so
they
they-
interchange every year, and this is the first year.
Is that this Saturday?
That's
Yeah, this is this weekend.
This Saturday. This
I got
is
so much to watch this weekend.
this is the first year I think it is. They're doing it at ISU, if I'm not
Because
mistaken.
they usually
Champaign or Northern usually.
Yeah, they've done Champaign majority of the
I haven't
time.
seen Northern in a while.
It's been a couple.
It was
years.
last year.
Was it last year?
I don't think it was
last
Northern.
year. I don't remember.
It's been a good few years.
I didn't
when
watch
I
much
went,
last year.
I went down to when North went to state for the first time, like a few years back, and it was in Champaign.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an atmosphere
Were
when
you
you go
one
to
of
high
those drunk kids without your shirt on?
No. I was
12
the D.
degrees.
I was the DD. I was the only one of my friends that had a car.
Why? Because they didn't pass their driver's test.
Well, no. Obviously, I volunteered to drive.
Hey,
Stupid.
listen, man. Packers Dolphins is a no-brainer in my eyes.
I'm excited for this.
Why? It's going to be freezing cold.
I'm not going to be there.
No. And the weather's going to suck. And we all know how Tua plays in cold weather.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, trust me.
But they won't have Romeo Doubs or Jair Alexander. They've been ruled out.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a Devon Achane legacy game. I got it's written.
Yeah.
Down. Oh yeah.
See, I'm on the other opposite end. I think this is Josh Jacobs' day.
It could be. I could just be the day of the running backs.
It
Honestly,
could, yeah.
This could be this. I mean, if we're talking just like fantasy wise, I think it's gonna be like a Devon Achane, huge numbers on the ground. He's probably gonna be like 8 receptions.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, dude is a weapon.
I'm throwing out a name right now. I think it's going to be the Chop Robinson game.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
He's improved vastly.
They
Strides.
are like, we like you now.
He was finalist for NFL like defensive rookie of the week.
year.
Yeah.
Or year too, but like this
Yeah,
week he was
He's-
like down to 3.
He's gaining fast on rookie of the year.
Because I think they find, well, was it Fangio, whoever it is, the defensive coordinator there? I can't remember now.
Fangio's gone.
Not Fangio. I forgot who it is now off the top of my head. But they've finally learned that, hey, if you don't put him straight on with the tackle and you kind of angle him a little bit.
Oh, you
he
mean
gets-
that dip move he was
Yeah.
doing in college actually works in the pros?
Yeah.
No way.
All you have to do is just angle him on the tackle, and hey, what do you know? He can get a better
Anthony Weaver.
position. Anthony Weaver, yes. Yeah. He's light years ahead of where he was supposed to be now, so which is good. Because that means when he and
Hey,
Jalen
Baltimore,
Phillips get
maybe
there,
you should think about doing that with OA.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I don't know what's going on there anymore.
But yeah, I mean, I'm leaning Packers on this one. It's just
yeah.
Dolphin. They
The
don't play
Dolphins
well.
don't
in
beat
the-
the teams that are above 500.
No,
And they play
it's-
like
they're playing
crap and cold.
They're the
Yeah.
Cowboys of the AFC.
Lambeau Soldier Field, like weather-wise, is
True.
two of the toughest places to play in,
Especially
because of
now.
the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is
So,
it supposed to be windy? Did they say
Yeah,
that?
it's supposed to be
ooh, yeah,
very-
snowing and 28 degrees.
with 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's not. Well, I mean, listen, he throws mostly slants and underneath stuff. So I guess if you can, you're going to be using probably a lot more jet sweeps and a lot more like cross middle. But I still don't know.
Boys, I'm just going to tell you right now, don't get old. I'm in the middle of like a hot flash.
I was wondering why
I'm
took the
pouring sweat. Pouring sweat. I'm
having a moment.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. He's not even in like the top 4 for odds. If you want to throw it out for Chop Robinson, then it might not be the
If
worst.
he ends up the year like he's
Jared Verse at plus 100, Quinn
Yeah.
Mitchell plus
Verse is
180,
playing great.
Braden Fisk is plus 550, and then Latu of the Colts is a plus 1,000. So
keep
if you're getting
forgetting
anything
about
in,
that, dude.
Yeah.
and he was a big difference in that Bears game, so I
That's
can
true.
kind of see something like that. Or if he just has another opportunity like that, another game like that, he'll get him up there for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if you want to take the shot at Chop Robinson, call your shot now. Like this would probably be the time.
I might. I mean, this team right now is running on the fact that Tua's dumping the ball off as quick as he can, establish the run, and then that defense just goes hunting. Like and they've vast improvements on the defensive side too. I just don't, again, Tua versus the cold in this kind of weather. Like we said, he never handles this well, and like you said, Nick, he never beats the best teams. I'd still go with the Pack. I may go Packers like 14, 17, like a nice, easy win for them.
10.
Yeah, 10's
Let's
good.
go 10's a
Yeah.
good number.
10's a good one. Yeah.
So we're all kind of in agreement with the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Friday game, 2 p.m. kickoff. You got the Raiders and the Chiefs. This one should be a no-brainer.
Gardner Minshew throws for 450 yards.
I mean,
wait, no.
He's out.
It's
He's
Dez.
out, yeah.
It's my man.
No, it's
Dez.
O'Connell.
No, it's Ritter.
Oh, is
They've
O'Connell
already-
not playing?
They called Ritter's
O'Connell
name.
was playing.
They called Ritter's name.
I get the information wrong again.
I saw an interesting quote. What Antonio Pierce said about this game. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna.
Although
Maybe
is
first time Aiden O'Connell played the Chiefs 9 for 21, 62 yards, and the Raiders won 20-14.
That's pathetic. That is pathetically sad.
It's bad.
Antonio Pierce earlier today.
God.
This is just wild. He goes,
That was a
"Let's-"
Zamir White game. Holy cow.
he says, "Let's call a spade a spade. Best team in football against the worst team in football. Let's change the narrative." Like he already called himself the worst team in football.
I get what he's coming
not going to
from.
be the coach next year, so he doesn't care.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I think it's written in stone that Mark Davis is looking elsewhere, and I'm sure Tom Brady has his ear, and it sounds like that ear is probably pointing at Mike Vrabel, considering who's his best friends.
Horrible.
No, it's culture. It's an established coach who brings in culture, who can pretty much be the same thing that Antonio Pierce is.
And you're going to get a franchise quarterback.
I would
in the
I would
first
hope
round,
so.
probably.
I mean, I have now concerns over if Jalen Milroe can be that dude, but if you're getting one of the other two, Shador or Cam Ward, I think you're talking about getting a guy. I hope the Jets do go get Jalen Milroe. I think that'd be funny. I saw that in a mock draft. I just wanted to point that out. I thought that would be really hilarious.
Don't mean to get sidetracked.
Christian Hackenberg.
Don't mean to get sidetracked, but a quick little. I can't believe I forgot about this. We were talking about Illinois high school football. Shout out to our guy Sam Brief, who's going to be calling.
Yeah,
I
saw that.
He's
Really?
calling
Yeah.
pretty much all the games.
Nice.
Hello. Now I'm tuning in.
Yeah.
I mean,
for a majority
I
of
saw that on was it on Twitter? He posted
it.
it.
Is it Friday or Saturday?
Beginning Friday morning. So
Yes.
he's going to be doing the whole weekend.
Let's go.
Jeez, that is a lot of.
For all of you guys out there, Sam Brief's our guy. He comes on every so often. He was the voice of the Chicago Dogs, and then he worked for the Summer Olympics over the summer, and then
He's been popping in every now and again for Chicago State games too. So
and Windy City Bulls.
Yeah.
So this kid's going to be a future broadcaster. I mean,
he's
a star.
He's going to be on the mic soon.
I mean, constant professional.
He's already
obviously.
better than the White Sox play-by-play guy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, if you keep hitting the team, I mean,
yeah. He doesn't have a feud with 670, so
come on.
I do
Radio
know
losers.
he who shall not be named pays a lot of attention to like Sam.
Oh yeah, I know. I've
A lot.
You told me. his name
Why
was Bob.
wouldn't you, man? I mean, come on.
I don't know how Bon Voyage will go over with the White Sox fans though.
Yeah.
Listen, if they win, you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
It's still better than
Winning cures all.
Put it on the
Southside.
board. Yes.
Southside. Stand up.
You broke Nick. You broke Nick.
That's good.
You broke Nick.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh, thank you very much.
Or he gone.
It was the that was the part that got me. Calling a strike ball. Strike one. Yeah, just that's good.
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
Stand down.
Messes up his own call. Yeah. Chicago, sit down.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Going off the rails.
Another drink.
Thanksgiving.
I'm thankful for all you guys.
Oh yeah.
So Casey, 12.5 point favorite. I'm taking Kansas City on the spread. It's in Arrowhead.
I'd take that 21 and over. This should be
Look
demolition.
at an alt spread.
Seriously, I like
yeah.
Something in the plus money area.
This is probably going to be
Why
like
not?
Patrick Mahomes' chance to kind of pad the stats a little bit. I feel like because Raiders have nothing.
This is going to be DeAndre Hopkins coming out party.
Oh
Ah.
Or maybe some Travis Kelce action, more so none of that.
And then Xavier Worthy goes, "Look what I can do."
No, he's so fast. Like,
What I can do?
Hey, Stewart. I love that.
Meet me.
It's not going to be a factor, but is Isaiah Pacheco coming back?
Oh, this might
He
be
was
Pacheco.
cleared for practice.
Okay.
I don't know if he's coming back.
I
though.
think he might get. He might be on a
pitch count?
snap count.
Okay.
I love how we call it pitch count every time.
It's what it still works regardless. It still works.
Participant in practice.
I bet you'll be on a snap count.
NBC Sports is saying set to return for Chiefs on Black Friday. So, yeah, he might just be like, I would say, 10, maybe 12 carries at most. see what he can do, a couple catches maybe,
Yeah.
and then it's like, all right, don't break him. Let's just let Kareem Hunt do his thing and
They'll mix in
ease him
Hunt.
in there.
They'll mix in. I think they have another running back that they like.
Is it Steele? Is that the other guy?
Carson Steele, maybe getting some touches, but yeah.
Okay, so we got Chiefs. Let's just kind of break over your guys' teams, and then there's only really one other game that's really interesting.
Do I really need to talk about
I don't
Atlanta
wanna.
losing?
You don't want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
They're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's the Chargers. You never know.
They're going to lose.
Have faith.
I mean,
in
J.K.
Kevin
Dobbins.
Secondary.
J.K. Dobbins is questionable.
Falcons coming off the bye. That doesn't give you
No,
anything.
you know what's going to happen now? Oh, wait. No, he plays for the Rams, not the Chargers. Never mind. I had a Harbaugh flashback.
Oh, okay.
So you don't feel good about your Falcons?
No.
Okay.
That defensive
Well, that was
front
easy.
is trash.
They're only a
they
1.5
need-
point
they need
dog.
an upgrade.
All right. Well,
I honestly, if you can't get pressure on Justin Herbert, you're in for a long damn day. I don't care how good your corners are.
yeah.
This should be a close game considering the Chargers have one weapon in McConkey, and that's really it. But
McConkey,
You're gonna have to also look and see how healthy.
he's such a good lad.
Who's
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins?
Well, they just
yeah.
said that he's gonna be out for at least a couple of weeks. I
Oh,
think.
really?
It doesn't sound like he's playing.
Okay,
And you
so
got
Gus
to-
Edwards is going to be playing. Then.
you got to talk to your brother over there, Quentin, man, because he had a bad
He
Raider
could not
Ravens
figure
game.
it out.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
That we'll be talking at the dinner table on Thanksgiving. we'll have to reconvene.
Throw him
but yeah,
some
that
pointers
was-
if you can, please.
That was
'cause
tough.
That was a rough one.
My
for
only
him.
thing would be if it hits you in the hands, you got to grasp it firmly. Grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
grasp it
Yeah.
in your hand.
Maybe consider doing some of this with the chest. I don't
Yeah,
I don't know what else to do anymore.
Don't pass.
with him.
Most of that.
Don't pass on the mashed potatoes.
No. Yeah, no. Just gonna drop every side.
Oops!
Just pass it
Why
over.
is all the food on the floor?
Yeah.
Quentin came through. Sorry,
Quentin
sorry.
dropped it.
That's good. If that's not to some extent, that will be a meme somewhere. Whoever has a bad game on Thanksgiving, he's like, oh yeah, don't pass the sides. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll go over to the Bengals.
No.
Steelers. Bengals.
No.
Come on.
You don't think
We had a whole
this is gonna
segment on
end
the
well?
Bears.
You don't think it's gonna end
No,
well?
I think it's going to be a close game. This another heartbreaker for them yet again. They're going to be in the fight, and then the Steelers are going to they're going to pick off Joe
Moonball?
Burrow, or
Moonball?
something, and that's going to be end of ball game because
Russell Wilson moonball.
that's their luck. That's what happens. That's how this team has been playing.
What happened was
They have no defense, so this should be an easy game for Wilson and Harris. I think they're getting back Jalen Warren, so he'll probably have a couple plays in there too. I have no more faith in this team anymore, and that's mainly because of the defense. They can score all the points they want, fine, but you need a defense to stop the other side, and I don't trust any of them at all. At this point, Hendrickson's the only one that adds pressure. No one else is getting pressure, and that's frustrating.
That's fair, especially with how Russell Wilson's just been playing. I mean,
he's a
proved all us wrong.
cerebral assassin. He knows the defense. He sees the plays. He knows the open man. He gets the ball out. It's what he does, and it makes me mad because they're 4-7, and they could easily be reversed.
Yeah,
they could easily be 7-4, but they've blown it constantly.
I know we'll touch upon it. Maybe.
Yeah,
I know we'll probably touch upon it next week when the game actually happens. But when they play the Cowboys next week, are you going to be watching that Simpsons version?
I am.
Yes.
I
forgot about
yeah.
that.
The Cincinnati Barts versus the Dallas Homers. I guess it is. Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know if they renamed the team, but
just
yeah.
to get Jerry Jones to go, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
I mean,
or he starts strangling Mike McCarthy on the sideline.
No, I wanted to call a quarterback sneak. I promise.
Who would be Krusty the Clown?
Oh boy.
It's Bengals
Cowboys.
Bengals Cowboys.
Yeah, Bengals Cowboys. Yeah.
Who would be crusty?
If it was the Browns. Oh, Browns gonna beat Deshaun Watson.
I know somebody
Zach
who
Taylor.
sounds like him
Zach
that we could
Taylor.
Zach
certainly
Taylor's a
use, but-
clown.
Not Miguel.
Yeah.
Mustard.
That I'm adding that to the dogs this year. Whenever that's gonna be their opener for when the mascots come out for their mascots kit. I'm gonna make sure that they play Mustard and whatever it is. That's a go-to.
I don't know.
What is it on again?
Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus? Okay.
Looks like it's going to be I think it's the Monday night game.
Yeah, it's a Monday night
Yes.
game.
So yeah, it'll be on ESPN, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus.
I'll probably watch a little bit of it, but I'm not planning on watching the full game.
I mean, I loved when they did the Toy Story
I'll watch.
Toy Story one's good.
The Toy Story one's great.
I'll watch. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I
Bijan
actually like
Robinson
the Bijan
with the
Robinson.
stiff arm.
Right, yeah.
I will say for them to make that the London game, the Toy Story game, was really throwing me off because I was half asleep. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
That was a hat on the hat for sure.
Honey, does the picture look weird to you? It's hard to tell.
I think I took one too many mushrooms last night.
Am I the only one seeing this? Other game I really just wanted to touch up so we can get to college football. To me, that seems like it's going to be an actual game this week is Eagles-Ravens, Battle of the Birds.
Yeah, that would be it.
Do you know what that's going to be?
But
that is going to be a clinic on how to run the ball.
Yeah.
This is King Henry versus Saquon.
This is determine the offensive player of the year.
Are you ready
Russian
to pass?
champion?
Are
Russian
you ready
title.
to pass me the torch yet, sir?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that because this is the battle.
They're like
I like the
and
Sunday
neck.
night game too. I mean,
The Sunday night game. I mean,
San Fran's not playing up to par, but Buffalo is San Fran.
But if they're all back,
because Brock,
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
sound.
different.
I don't know if Brock Purdy's gonna be back. It's not like he was gonna be out. for a
Purdy,
couple
Williams, and
yeah, I heard it was optimistic for Purdy to come back. So
Okay.
yeah, they're all.
If they're all healthy, then you could be interesting. That's why I kind of dodged it because I didn't know if they're going to be back. Because if they're not, it's Bills all the way.
Yeah, no, like we said last time, Shanahan's a liar. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's going to play, but he might not play till next January. He's not
As transparent as a steel door.
That's why.
CMC's just fine. He's only going to be out for a couple of weeks. Oh wait, both of his Achilles?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's going to Germany? What?
Couple of weeks, 6, 8, whatever you want to call it. But Eagles Ravens, I mean, yeah, this is going to be a battle of the birds, battle of the running backs. I mean, Baltimore's a 3-point favorite because I mean, I think it's mostly at home, but they're
just giving the 3 at home.
Again,
So-
I mean, the Eagles they've been playing so good.
Rough week.
Tyler,
Yeah, it's not been good, but
are you trying to say the bird is the word?
Bird is the word. Bird is the word.
I don't know. Maybe just because we talked with him.
We
I
broke
think,
tone.
I think like I said, just because we talked to Rob Brown, maybe Carolina, Tampa Bay, not the worst game. I don't know. Maybe
Could be fun.
Divisional.
Could be interesting.
I don't know.
It could be.
It's
Baker Mayfield, baby.
yeah. And
guy.
I will throw in Cardinals, Vikings could be something too. I'm not taking the Cardinals out of this thing just yet. Like they didn't play good last week, but I still
That
think they have
division
enough.
is a coin toss. Every single one of those
Of
teams
course.
has a shot to win it at this point.
But I think right now they're playing, if again, excluding last week, if you will, they're still playing some of the best football in there, I would say. Because San Francisco, I mean, yeah, injuries, of course, but they still look like they're off even when Brock Purdy's been in there. Like something's not right there. Something seems off. I don't know. It's just something. Receivers aren't healthy, sure, but that guy's supposed to be an accurate, and you got to pay him next year.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
About Purdy?
Aaron Rodgers.
No, he said he's coming back. Don't worry.
Oh,
going back to the Jets.
Going to San Francisco.
10 years late. 10 years late. 42 off of Achilles injury. Oh yeah, that's our franchise.
Everything that
30
I heard,
mil.
Everything that I heard is he's being benched this week.
That's wow.
Well, if that's the case, he's not going back to the Jets. If they bench him, he's done.
Yeah.
That's everything
He's
that
calling.
They already had that one guy come out and say, "Listen, I've heard a lot from the upper ups, my insiders at the Jets, saying he's not coming back next year."
With the rumors that Woody Johnson said bench him in week 4, and now there's all this talk about he won't be back. I guess it's starting to rattle his feathers, which that's hard. I mean, my God, you throw any comment at that guy, he goes, "What'd you say about my mom?" Like, what do you? Nothing, dude.
Go take a sip of ayahuasca.
Yeah, seriously.
Just go back in the closet.
Get over yourself.
The dark room.
with the smooth poops.
That doesn't sound the worst, but as a guy that probably needs a little bit of got some bowel, got some bowel issues sometimes.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need ayahuasca in a dark room. Fix my internals.
I'll get you going.
Just take it.
Taco Bell in your living room, that's fine.
Just drink a little bit of ginger ale,
Taco
dude.
Bell in my living room.
Oh my god.
Same thing.
You heard that right, Monica?
I'm gonna describe that as the next time.
So what are we? Eagles, Ravens? Who do you guys?
Until proven, until proven otherwise, I'm sticking with my narrative. Big spotlight. Lamar go bye-bye. Saquon go hello. I got Eagles.
Okay, I got the Eagles too. They're just playing so good. I'll take the plus money on the money line.
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with
Andrew. I don't
will laugh as Lamar throws the interception.
It's fine. I know it could happen. My whole thing is though, I think the Eagles are not as great contenders as we think they are. I think there's a little bit of a flukiness to them. I don't know.
Andrew's saying fraud, fraudulent.
I'm just
interested.
Or as the great Ryan Horvat once said, they're fugazi.
Yes, yes, fugazi is a good way to put it. I'm not sold on them completely.
Okay,
playing great football, yes, but I don't think that's going to equivalent to a Super Bowl run necessarily.
They haven't lost
a game like this. I'll lean towards the coaching. I like Harbaugh a little bit better right now, even though, like you said, these two might be the two most red hot teams in the league right now. So,
hot.
The fact that they're playing at this point in time right now, I think that's really awesome. I don't want to be that guy, but this could be a Super Bowl match. No, okay,
maybe.
All right,
this is now.
Both teams have issues. I would say.
Fine, I'm a chalk eating weasel. Give me the cheese.
Eat the cheese, weasel.
Yeah.
I will say this much. Who's calling you?
Porth.
I'll take it. When we come back, we're going to get into college football. Talk about some of these rivalry games. I'm sure Andrew wants to talk about how the team is LSU. Woo! I could talk about Penn State maybe going. and then
silently.
And, to talk about Nebraska. So when we come back, college football rivalry week here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
This is your home for sports.
Longtime fan, sports is like life.
SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Heck, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I?
Are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
High school sports is here, and SportsOnChicago.com. We are ready to provide the best high school sports live coverage all across Northern Illinois. From the first kickoff of high school football to the final spike of high school volleyball, We at SportsOnChicago.com are ready to bring you high school sports live. SportsOnChicago.com and STC Friday Night Lights in a league of our own.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team. SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m. where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball, news, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Blow the Whistle here on SportsTownChicago.com. 4-year anniversary.
Keep going. Go quickly, man.
Go quickly?
So
Okay.
we can all get our thoughts in before he comes back.
Tyler, Nick, and David, and then soon to be Andrew as soon as he
You
comes
might want to
in.
take care of the video.
Oh, yeah. Good job. Pretty fast.
There we go.
Our video producer, I'm also in both shots right now. He and shoot up our followers. Okay, so it is. He's Ruth got it.
No,
got it.
Don't let him in.